Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to those of you who've already subscribed, and if you haven't, please do so by clicking the subscribe button below. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about habit building tricks, summarized version of a book I've already mentioned to you guys before, Atomic Habits by James Clear. I mentioned it in this video. If you haven't watched it, please do watch it after this one, of course. But yeah, so I'm going to give a summarized version of that book. And if you really do struggle with establishing good habits, I highly encourage that you read it. It really is a good one. So I actually did a little poll on my Instagram. If you don't follow me, please do, Africana Diary. And I asked you guys if you're good at establishing good habits, and these were the results. I was actually quite impressed that a lot of you are good at establishing good habits. So please let us know how you accomplish that in the comments. So this book basically breaks it down to 4 laws, which are to make it obvious, make it easy, make it attractive, and make it satisfying. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of information on each law, and yeah, hopefully it will be helpful and you can start to incorporate good habits into your lifestyle. So the first law is to make it obvious. This is when you basically set the intention of what you want to do and the outcome you want to achieve. Say, for example, you want to become a more avid reader. You would be setting the intention that I'm going to read X amount of pages or chapters at X amount of time, daily or every second day, however you choose to incorporate your routine. But setting the intention increases the chances way more of you actually doing something than just saying, oh, I'd really like to do this. And something else that's really helpful is habit stacking, where you pair already existing habits with something that you want to incorporate. So an example is brushing teeth. You already brush your teeth every night, hopefully, before bed. So you can say, for example, every night after I brush my teeth, I'm going to read. So then it becomes automatic that every time after you brush your teeth at night, you go in and read before you sleep. So yeah, try to see which good habits you already have that you can use to stack with the new habits so that you can have better results. Another important point is to make your environment conducive to helping you establish a new habit. So I'll use the example of reading again just to keep it consistent, but of course you can apply depending on whatever it is you're trying to achieve. So with reading, you could make sure that you have the book you want to read on your nightstand. It's so easy to just not do something if it's not right in front of you. So make sure whatever it is you're trying to incorporate is right in front of you as often as possible. There is more chances of you picking up that book if it's not under your bed or in a drawer somewhere. The second law is to make it attractive. So when you make a habit attractive, one way of doing it is to pair it with something that you enjoy doing. So when you do something that you really enjoy doing or something that is easy, it puts you in a better mindset to tackle the harder task. Most people think it works the other way around, where you start with the harder thing and then go for the easier thing. But actually, it's better to start with the easier thing that you enjoy doing, because it puts you in the right mood and the right mindset to carry on forward with the harder task. And hopefully you can build on that momentum to keep yourself going even through the tougher time. I mean, that's up for debate. I suppose for some people, they will tell you that it is better to start with the harder, but I guess just give it a try and see what works for you. Another way of making it attractive is to pair your habit with something that you already need to do. So for example, you need to eat every day. If you want to start eating healthier, try to start incorporating healthy food into your meals daily until you have actually gotten yourself into a routine of eating good food. The third law is to make it easy. So this is when you reduce the amount of steps that you need to take to get your desired outcome. So for example, you want to work out more. Make sure you lay out your gear for working out the night before and have your playlist going before. You know, it's small things like that that can lead you to procrastinating until you just get to not doing anything at all. So try to eliminate as many steps as possible that hinder you from just getting it done. Another very important step in making it easy is to identify the thought patterns that lead you to procrastination. Now, I'm sure a lot of you can relate to what I used to do. I would tell myself that, oh, I'm gonna sleep for a couple of hours and then wake up to study. Girl, that never happened. And I would wake up the next morning feeling really bad and feeling like I've just failed myself, and it wouldn't be a good way to start the day. So I decided to change the narrative. It was better for me to study for a couple of hours than say I'm going to wake up and then not study at all. And then slowly but surely I worked myself into a routine, ultimately ruined my sleep schedule, but you know what? It served me well when it did. You can also try by all means to automate your habits as much as you can. So use technology and anything available to you to make it easier for you to accomplish your goals. The next law is to make it satisfying. So this, for example, is when you give yourself a reward for accomplishing a task. Now you just have to make sure, of course, that the reward you give yourself is not going to jeopardize all the progress that you've made. So make sure your reward is something that is good for you, something that's going to add good into your life. Another way to keep yourself motivated and keep your habit satisfying is to use a habit tracker. It really is nice when you can look back and see how much you have progressed and how much you have been sticking it out, and that can really motivate you to keep going. So there are many apps that you can download that are free that can help you to track your habits. I will link some in the description, or you can do it manually. I do it manually and I just like the feeling of crossing on a page that I've accomplished something, and it just gives me so much satisfaction and keeps me motivated to keep going. My last tip, which I think is probably the most important, is to not skip more than a day. Yes, there are times when you feel tired or when you need to rest, but try to not take a break 2 days in a row. This can easily develop into a system of procrastination, and it's really difficult to get yourself going again after that point. Try to get into kind of a routine where you're like 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. And it's better for you that way than to take 2 days off, because it will be very difficult to go on again and to continue. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share with your friends who also need help to establish good habits. Let me know in the comments below how you guys have managed so far. And if you have any other tips that I didn't mention in the video, do share them with us. And next week, I am going to be talking about how to break bad habits, which is probably even much harder than building good habits. So do stay tuned for that. Until next time, bye.